I pulled my Substack analytics this week. 133 new subscribers in 14 days. Do you want to know how many came from Facebook? 1. YouTube? 1. Instagram? 0. 2 women out of 133 from the platforms we have been told to build our entire businesses on. And before you think, okay, Kristen, that's just your experience. You've been on Substack longer. I want to walk through every single number with you because this isn't a feeling. This is not a theory. This is live data from my own Substack dashboard. And the other day I thought, hey, I'm going to look up my Substack dashboard to see how many people have been coming from Instagram because I've been having my virtual assistant share the assets that Substack creates to my Instagram. I'm like, I just don't want to be on Instagram anymore. And the numbers told a story. And it tells a story that I think every kingdom woman in business needs to hear right now. Because if you have been showing up on social media consistently, strategically, and faithfully, and it's still not converting the way your business needs it to, then stay with me for this entire episode of the Kingdom Business Revolution podcast because I'm about to share what might be the most clarifying thing you hear all year. How long have you been doing this? Posting, showing up, batching content, trying the hooks, doing the reels, studying the algorithm, trying to figure it out, maybe even playing the algorithm Hunger Games, repurposing everything into every format for every platform, trending audio, trying threads, maybe even trying Pinterest, and somewhere in the middle of that, you started to wonder, Lord, did I even hear you right? Do people even want what I have to say? Am I just not working hard enough? Maybe I'm not cut out for this whole business thing. And I need to say this clearly before we go further. This is not a you problem. If you are a kingdom woman with a gift, a calling, an idea to bring into this online business space, it's there because the Lord has put the dream on your heart. And if you are called as a kingdom woman to the marketplace, you are called to create kingdom wealth that so you can give more, bless more, change broken and corrupt systems, as well as serve the woman that you are called to serve. This is not a you problem. And the Lord didn't change his mind when he called you to the business space. This is a architecture problem. And I'm going to show you today that the data proves it because social media is not a business growth strategy. And if you are trying to build your business on social media, you are building it on sinking sand. Here's one question I want this episode to answer for you. If social media is not your business growth strategy, and it shouldn't be, then what is? By the time we're done, you are going to know exactly why the platforms aren't working, what my own numbers reveal when I take you behind the scenes about where real growth actually comes from, and what your next move is if you're done building on the social media hamster wheel. When you understand why social media was never designed to grow your business, you will finally be able to stop fighting a system that was never built to help you win and start building the kind of trust infrastructure that actually compounds so you can have a profitable business by God's design. Hey, welcome back to the Kingdom Business Revolution podcast. I'm your host, Kristen Duranci, Kingdom Business Strategist and creator of Business by God's Design. The mission of this show is to help kingdom women just like you build profitable, sustainable, impactful businesses without being a slave to social media, without chasing trends, and without compromising one single inch of the depth God put in you to carry. And if you're new here, I'm the woman who lost every single social media account to a hacker in early 2025 and still went on to have her highest revenue year ever. Not because I found a better social media strategy, because I already owned my audience and harnessed my framework of being a human first and tapped into relationship-based selling. And owning my own audience and being a human first allowed me to have the best year ever, and nothing can take that from me. And that's why I lead with this conversation, not from theory, but from testimony. When I first built my business, I did what everyone told me to do. I showed up on social media, I built followings, I posted consistently, and for 2.5 years, that really got me nowhere. And then I started to harness the power of other people's audiences and leveraging kingdom connections and collaborations to add value to other people's audiences. Because when you do that, you not only increase your authority status and build your email list, you also help other women do the same. So I knew that was a strategy that was powerful. And one morning in early 2025, when I was nursing my little one in the wee early mornings, I got on my Facebook like I did every time I nursed him to interact with people and to do some message follow up in my DMs, and every account was gone, hacked. Overnight, everything I built on those platforms vanished. But here's what didn't vanish: my email list, my relationships that I built, my podcast, the audience that I owned, and the trust I had built in the spaces I controlled. That moment didn't break my business. It confirmed everything I had already started to believe, that kingdom CEOs cannot afford to build on platforms they don't own. And that's why I eventually moved everything to Substack, everything for the front end of my business, the marketing and the sales, to create a trust pathway into my mid and high ticket offers, and why I now teach other kingdom women to do the same. Before I get into the data, if you are not yet subscribed to the Kingdom Lens on Substack, go do that now. The link is in the show notes. It's completely free. And every week I publish business strategy and kingdom-led conviction delivered straight to your inbox. No algorithm deciding who sees it. So go to the show notes. Join me at the Kingdom Lens on Substack. I'll wait. I'll be right here when you come back. All right, let's talk about what actually happened on social media, because I think most of us have never had this conversation with full clarity. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, every single one of those platforms run on the same business model: advertising. They make money when advertisers buy ads. Advertisers buy ads when people stay on the platform. And people stay on the platform when the algorithm keeps feeding them the fastest dopamine hit it possibly can: a viral moment, a trending sound, something that triggers a reaction and keeps the scroll going. That means your best fit client, the person who is ready, aligned, discerning, hungry for depth and transformation, and hungry to get that problem solved, she's being fed content designed to keep her scrolling, not to lead her toward you, not to nurture her into a decision, not to build a relationship with your voice or your brand, to keep her on the platform so the platform can sell ads. You are not the business owner in that equation. You are the content, the free product that keeps her distracted long enough to see someone else's sponsored post. And here's the part that makes me the most fired up: your depth, your nuance, your conviction, the Holy Spirit inspired thought leadership you carry. That is exactly what the algorithm is designed to flatten, because depth doesn't keep people scrolling. Outrage keeps people scrolling. Entertainment keeps people scrolling. You were never meant to fit your God-given talents and knowledge and expertise and thought leadership into a 2-second content cycle. You carry a kingdom message. You carry the power of the Holy Spirit inside of you, and that requires more than a 30-second reel to land properly with the person you're called to serve. And this right here is exactly the problem that the Kingdom Substack system is designed to solve. It is a business-first framework I created for kingdom women who are done performing on the platforms they don't own, platforms that suppress their thought leadership, and they're ready to build on Substack into a strategic trust pathway for their entire business. You're not wanting to build a newsletter. You're wanting to create a trust pathway and monetize Substack strategically and intentionally on the front end of your business so that you can create an easy yes offer into your paid tiers that pulls people through into your mid and high ticket offer. You want content that is connected to a clear business model, which becomes trust, authority, relationship, and revenue generating. If that is what you've been looking for, the link to the Kingdom Substack system is in the show notes. But stay with me because the data I'm about to share is going to make that decision very easy. Let me give you the numbers now. And if you are on Substack or watching the video, I'm going to do a screen share. First, I'm going to walk you through the numbers because I took the screenshot a few days ago and the numbers are a little bit different and actually a little bit higher as well. But let me tell you what the numbers are because I think the data is going to be more convicting than any argument I could make. In the last 14 days, as of June 23rd, the Kingdom Lens added 133 new subscribers. And here's exactly where they came from. In the last 14 days, as of June 23rd, 2026, the Kingdom Lens added 133 new subscribers. And here's exactly where they came from. If you can see the screen share, you can see this is behind the scenes in the dashboard of my Substack account. You can see my picture up here. It is me and the Kingdom Lens. So you can see down here, this is what I am specifically talking about. New subscribers, and we're looking at all categories. So I'm going to scroll down so you can kind of keep a look at what I'm talking about here, but also note that these are going to be a little bit off because it is June 25th and this is real-time data, and the screenshot that I took to create this podcast episode was from June 23rd. So in the last 14 days, as of June 23rd, the Kingdom Lens had 133 new subscribers. 75 came from direct sources. So you can see it's 82 right now, 47%, almost 48% came from direct traffic. Women who typed in the URL, used a bookmark, or arrived through word of mouth. Someone shared the link and she went looking. 24 from Substack's own network. Right now it's showing 43 because the data has been growing since the past couple days. This is from Substack's own network. You can see 12 came from notes, 11 from recommendations. Other writers in Substack's ecosystem are pointing their audiences to me. 11 emails, 11 new subscribers from other people's recommendations. There isn't another platform out there that does that. Other writers in Substack's ecosystem referred and recommended me, and I got 12 new subscribers. 2 were from search, and then 1 was from a live video, and it looks like 1 was from onboarding. 23 came from my website or one of my websites that were linked up to my CRM. And then let's dig into social media. Oh, wait, before we do that, direct to app, another 13. 13 from direct to app. Women finding me inside the Substack app on their phones or devices themselves. And then social media. Let's go to social media. Here's Facebook, 1. YouTube, 1. Instagram didn't even make the cut. That is less than 1.5% of my total growth in 14 days from the platforms most online business coaches will still tell you to prioritize every single day. Now, let me give you the all-time numbers because this is where it gets undeniable. I'm going to go to all time. All right. Since I launched the Kingdom Lens at the end of February of 2026, this Substack network has driven 49.82% of all my subscriber growth. That's almost 50% of my new subscribers. Direct traffic down here, 31.7%. The Substack app, 9.23%, 9.06 as of right now. And my own website was 4.35%. Facebook and YouTube combined was 6 subscribers, y'all, all time since the end of February. Out of 543 new subscribers, that is 1.1%. I need you to hear this part. For most of this period, I didn't even have active social media accounts. I tried to grow my Facebook community again. It just didn't feel right. Remember, they were hacked. I wasn't really posting. I wasn't really showing up. I had my social media sharing on Instagram and the stories, but it wasn't doing anything. 0 people from Instagram. I told her, we're done on Instagram. We're not showing up there anymore. I will have my 9 grid up, and that is it. And the growth still happened without me performing, dancing, pointing, trying to fight the algorithm Hunger Games. And that is not a coincidence. This is confirmation. This is theory. The data tells the numbers, and the data tells a story. So if it wasn't social media that drove the growth, and it wasn't, right? Let's look at those sources again on Substack. Substack was the 50% of that growth. Notes, recommendations, people searching for me, direct traffic, the Substack app, my own website, and things I created pointing here. Substack is the business hub. Everything I do directs back to Substack. Every single source of that growth, every single source drove real growth and has one thing in common: a trust infrastructure. Not performance, not reach, not going viral. Trust that was built intentionally in a place I own through real deep thought leadership content that had somewhere to live on Substack longer than 2 to 3 seconds. That is what the thread framework looks like in action. And that is what I teach inside Business by God's Design. Message leads to trust, into relationships, and your relationships lead to conversations. Conversations lead to an invitation, and invitations lead to revenue rhythms and consistent and predictable revenue. Content without a strategy becomes noise, but content that's connected to a clear business model, a real pathway, becomes trust, authority, and revenue that compounds. Substack is built exactly for that, because Substack is not built around reach. It is built around engagement. It is built around leveraging other people's audiences and being a real human and being a human first. And Substack is built for exactly that, because Substack is not built around reach and entertainment. It is built around you engaging, and Substack actually works for you. It wants you to earn revenue, unlike those other platforms. And your ideal client is tired of social media too. They are not scrolling Instagram hoping to stumble into a solution for their business problem, or for any problem for that matter. She is looking for a voice she can trust. She wants depth, not noise. She is already on Substack, or she will be heading there soon. And right now, she needs to find you. Are you going to be there? Here's a question I want to leave you with before I close. What if your message had a home? Not a social media feed that evaporates in 2.4 seconds. Not a platform that decides who gets to see your work based on whether it triggers enough engagement or entertainment. A real home, one that you own, one that compounds, one that the right women can find you and sit with your content, binge your content, and move naturally towards your offers. That is exactly what we build inside this Kingdom Substack system. We start with who you're called to serve. We extract your movement-based marketing message. We build your positioning and how you need to position your Substack. And we put on the business lens and we view Substack through my eyes and my business strategy, not viewing Substack as a newsletter platform or a place where authors can sell their books. Although authors can sell their books using my strategy, we are looking at Substack through a business strategist lens. It is a strategic trust pathway built for kingdom business. We are not building your Substack in isolation. We're building it around your movement-based marketing message, what you're called to do here on this side of heaven, your audience, and the transformation you're called to lead. And if you are interested in learning how to start Substack and position it as the front end of your business and using it to create an easy yes offer into your paid tier that eventually leads people to your mid and high ticket, then you definitely want to get inside the Kingdom Substack system. There are 2 ways to work with me inside this Kingdom Substack system. The link is in the show notes. Get it now before the price goes up. I created this because a one-on-one client wanted this from me, and now I get to bring it to you so that you can create a strategic trust pathway and learn how to use Substack as your main business hub, a marketing and sales ecosystem that pulls the thread and brings people to your mid and high ticket offers. The link is in the show notes, and if something is stirring inside of you right now, this is your sign. So let me bring this all home. Social media is not dead because people aren't on it. They are. They're on it. It's dead as a business growth strategy because the people on it are not there to be led, nurtured, or converted. They are there to scroll. And the platform is engineered to reward exactly that. Not your depth, not your conviction, and not your calling. My own data proves it. 133 new subscribers in 14 days. 1.1% came from social media. Every meaningful source of growth came from that trust infrastructure I created. My owned audience through conviction-led content and a platform designed to surface depth, reward my thought leadership, and reward relationships and engagement. You don't have a content problem. You don't have a consistency problem, and you definitely don't have a calling problem. And chances are you don't even have a visibility problem because you have been showing up everywhere. You have a business ecosystem problem because you're trying to leverage social media to do something social media was never designed to do. You have a trust pathway problem, and that is completely solvable. We put Substack in the front end of your business. Your visibility and your thought leadership content gets in front of the right people you're called to serve. They step inside your paid tier, that easy yes offer, and then you get to pull the thread all the way to your mid and high ticket. Kingdom CEOs don't chase algorithms. We build pathways. We leverage relationships. So stop building on a platform that was never meant to carry the depth of your mandate and your calling, and start building on something that starts compounding from day one. Substack is the vehicle. Your business by God's design is the destination. We are not building your Substack in isolation. We're building it around your movement-based marketing message, what you're called to do here on this side of heaven, your audience, and the transformation you're called to lead. And if you are interested in learning how to start Substack and position it as the front end of your business and using it to create an easy yes offer into your paid tier that eventually leads people to your mid and high ticket, then you definitely want to get inside the Kingdom Substack system. There are 2 ways to work with me inside this Kingdom Substack system. The link is in the show notes. Get it now before the price goes up.